Okay, now move into lecture topic 5 from previous. And here is I will try to start about information system and their approach to their usage in medicine. But before we will talking about application of information system in medicine, it's need to make review of information system in basics, their definition, classification, scientific area related to it, and so on. So let's move into first question of this lecture, and probably during remaining time I will be able only present this part of lecture. So let's check definition of information system and information technology as scientific area, what in scientific area and are related to the studies, and classification of various information systems. So in brief, we can define information system as a system of person, data, records, and activities that process data and information in a given organization, including manual process or automated process. Definitely in modern time, we've spoken only about computer-based information system, but it's only the information technologies component of an information system. So it's important to understand that yes, information system much more broad term, and they had already existed even before computers were developed and launched into production. The same way like informatics were exist prior to computers that I spoken on first lecture. But computer-based information system are field of study for information technologies as scientific area, and for sure in modern time when we talk about information system, it's every time consider that we are speaking about computer-based information system. So scientific, again, information systems, combination information technology and people's activities that support organization, management, and decision-making on the specific organization. So another kind of definition of what is actually information systems are. So actually we can see it as when we spoke about any kind of interaction between people, process, data, and technologies. And this starts not only to the information communication technologies organization uses, but also in the way that which people interact with this technology in support of business process in almost any area of human activities. And especially today, we have situation where telecommunication and computer systems sneak into all and appears under all kinds of human activities already. So if you want to draw kind of chart, we can consider a major 4 components of information system where it has to be for sure computer system, including hardware, software solution. Again, we can't separate it, we can't make any distinguishing there. It's for sure a network as absolutely necessary media and area to deliver our data. So data itself, which has to be processed with computer system and transferred over network. But what is key points when we spoken about information system, it's people's, or that staff, consumers, and any other person who interact with system, not only staff members, but also conventional people who are obligated to, let's say, use some services in digital form. It's become actually much more important since latest 2 years of global pandemic, when a lot of services, governmental services or other kind of services up to educational services moved into digital representation. So people every time have been a major and essential part of information system. And we can't talk about successful implementation of information system without people will be ready to accept this system and use it effectively. And actually, this part of this component of information system caused a lot of cases when implementation of new information system failed. Not because of technical problem, but because of organizational problem and human to computer and failures and disruption in human to computer interaction. Okay, if we take a look of history information systems, so just we can start from 1950s when first attempt to looking for business application for computers had been made with introduction of electronic data processing in form of transaction processing system. And we can actually finalize it and with present days when not only various business and e-commerce, but we have full like digital universes, and we've spoken about various virtual reality solution with aim to attract peoples in all areas of their digital well-being, so-called, which term very often used when we talk about usage of various information system for almost all everyday routines, from works to entertainment. And so again, results is development of huge number of various type of information system which are available for us right now. Okay, now a few words about information technology as scientific area. So it's study, design, development, implementation, support, and management of computer-based information system, particular software application, and computer hardware. And it deals with usage of computer hardware and software to convert, store, protect, process, transmit, and retrieve information in a secure way. So, as a scientific field of studies that address range strategic, managerial, and operational activities involved in gathering, processing, storing, distributing, and use information, and shared technologies in society and organization. Actually, it has to be the way in which any organization interacts with technologies and the way in which technology works with organization business processes. And here is the following chart give for us a relationship between term information science, computer science, information system, and how do they have to interact together in order to fulfill some business management needs when we have question mostly about data exchange and using this data for effective decision making process. And here is actually no matter is it we spoken about like e-commerce or real commerce, real world commerce, which still need some business management tasks, or we have question on the business management task we can talk about running private hospital or so. We have almost exact the same business management task in all these cases. And question is, so an information science as general scientific area focus primarily on understanding problems from the perspective of business stakeholders involved in enabling information and other technologies as needs. So information science provides general studying of our problem and looking for possible solution under computer science, which included actually some hardware, first of all, which get source from information theory, from pure informatics and mathematics, and through development of specific computer system along with hardware, we can get into development of information system through study of information technologies. And finally, we achieve some working business solution in form of like transaction processing system, management information system, decision support system, and even up to modern popular term like artificial intelligence systems and so on. So here is actually generalized chart, and here is have to be seen how we can all join this together, like information science or informatics in general, information technology, with aim of studying and development of effective information systems. Okay, next point will be classification of information system. Depending to source, textbooks, sources, there is a number of various approaches to classify it, so I will follow maybe one of the simplest approach. First of all, four-level pyramid, which provide distinguishing between different level organizational activities, especially management activities, and started from like everyday routine from which is related to data entry and review of various prescription. With transaction processing system, it's like any, not only worker, but in case of medical activities, so a person who is assigned to perform like receptional duties or nursing staff every time has to, that if as well physician have to check their schedule, have to be able to check like electronic medical records of attended patient, or like evaluate prescription for this day, I mean this for nursing staff, and so put necessary notice about necessary updates, like what has to be done, what have not yet to be done, and so on. So, and our next three levels represent management and format management information system, decision support, executive information system, and designated to support the management process and collect on basis of information mostly obtained from bottom level TPS as well as from various external sources and facilitate this decision making. So as I already said, TPS, information system that collects, store, modify, and retrieve the transaction organization. Under this point, we have to understand that most of the time when we're speaking about transaction, user understand money transfer, bank transfer. But transaction, it's much more broad sense. It's even that it generates or modify data that's eventually stored in information system. And essence of transaction program is that it manage data and must be left in consistent state. So an electronic payment is made, for example, it's more common, the amount must be both withdrawn from one account to another, and it can be complete no matter at which stage. So means must be complete or all intermediate operation, or if failure happens at at any of this step, so all action has to be reverted back. And same situation, it's actually almost the same important with updating of, for example, patient record. After we made some notice, we must be sure that record successfully updated and data had been written to database. On the other hand, it must be indication about failures and so on. And here is example of how it has to be look like and where is place of transaction given at each of the states, and we make the same input. So when we fix this input with our storage, it's like we have commit that transaction already done. Management information system, or information that needs to manage organization efficiently and effectively. So it has to be not only computer systems, but this requires three primary components: technology, people, individuals, groups, organization, and data, information, and decision making. And it's the distance from other information systems, and they are designed to be used to analyze and facilitate strategic and operational activities in organization. Here is again important point to check overlap in abbreviation. MIS in broad sense designated to represent management information system. But in case of medical informatics, the same abbreviate also used to define medical information systems. So we will be spoken later and probably even next lecture about this. And here is important to not to mix this term and be careful with context you use it. So for sure, management information system more broader context, but we will video with medical information systems. So in our case, we may be more often spoken about second type. And here is how we can distinguish between management information system and decision support system, which are very similar things, but in fact, management information system dedicated only to collect data and make some uniform presentation sign, maybe identify trends or possible like disruption or so mostly in form of various reports. Whereas decision support system could extend this information with development of various kind of suggestion and recommendation about what manager user has to do to address and resolve given issue. So here is that alternate part represent areas of activity for decision support systems. And if we talk about development of management information systems that start from extension of TPS by various office automation system to and then development fast MIS, extending features with DSS or executive support system into knowledge and expert system, which not only capable to suggest decision, but also provide managers with final solution, and even up to modern time when we already have some preliminary kind of artificial intelligence systems. So decision support system, computer-based information systems that support business organizational decision-making activities. And it's management, operational planning levels organization and how to make decisions which might be rapidly changing and not easily specified in advance. And actually here is we have to point some difference between management information system and decision support system. So which started from kind of decision support has to be provided, like management information system more concentrated on performance organization, when decision support system every time address specific problems, which for example could be in this case when we talk about for example diagnostic task, we will every time spoken about decision support system but not management information system. Because when we talk about medical diagnostics, so it's exactly that point, specific problems has to be solved. When information form and frequency management information system concentrate on various periodic exception reports, like we looking for improved like weekly, monthly performance, yearly performance, and so on. And decision support system are interactive inquiries and response about actually specific case, about specific patient. And management information system most time concentrated on fixed data formats, whereas decision support system has to be able to support flexible, adaptable format in forms of even analyzing of free text and natural language. And methodologies like little bit difference in methodologies available. When MIS concentrated on extraction and manipulation, basic analysis of business data. So with decision support system, we're talking about analytical modeling. An executive information assisted special kind of management information system that's intended to facilitate and support of information and decision-making needs of senior executives by providing easy access at both internal and external information relevant to meeting the strategic goals organization. Actually, it could be seen under decision support system or very specific kind of it. It's again depending to final aim, depending to level, management level. At supervisor, we can manage with multiply memory parameters, and on top level management, we are looking only for like critical indicators of organization performance. And to finalize question which is related to type of information systems. So here is few charts which represent and summarize different type of information system in relationship to different areas of activities. So first of all, we can split it into two major groups, like operational support and management support. So under operation already available transaction processing system, which already spoken, but also we have more such system like collaboration systems or process control system. So please take into account if we talk about collaboration system and work group collaboration instruments. So that means even things we already use even within this lecture, like Microsoft Teams, could be seen as example of information system, which exactly kind of operation support system, and that is the things enterprise collaboration systems. So here is, let's again, when we talk in general about particular term, try to identify real life example, and Microsoft Teams is one of these. In contrast of management support system, we have management information system, decision support, executive, specialized processing system, and so on. And here is we have third group at the bottom, a little bit unlabeled. I'm sorry. When we place where we place expert system, knowledge management system, strategic information system, functional business system, and so on. So because they like combine features of both, like expert system every time involved not only in strategic planning, but could provide advices on specific problem, for example, for specific patient in case of the medical diagnostics. So it must be able to interact with transaction processing system in order to retrieve necessary information from there about patient. Another classification approach. Here is a little bit simplified, like when we talk about operation support system, management support system, and office automation system. So again, in this case, our today's lecture fit into teleconferencing, video conferencing system, electronic management communication system, and so on. So we are under this pair of activities right now at right bottom corner. And finally, to finish with given question, we have to consider possible application of information technology in healthcare, and I should admit that there is plenty of possible application. For sure, what is most obvious is creating electronic medical records to collect patient data, but not only, and for sure, definitely second area again where we already are in constant development and constant activity. It's implementation of information technology in healthcare education. So that's things we do right now with our lecture. But we have number of scientific and practical application, for example, with quality assurance or development of various strategical management solution, build up of healthcare information infrastructure, analyzing of general medical data, implement data mining, looking for development IT strategies for medical information, and even build up information security solution to protect patient personal data. And for sure, we separate it as like one of the keystones. It's implementation commercial solution to support and maintain private practice and private hospital, private medical sectors with effective information system for data management. Okay, I think I will finish this part of lecture for today, and we will continue next time due to some personal issues. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye and have a nice day.